Hey guys, Soulord here, back again with another action figure review, this time not from a 90s animated series. Who'd have thought we were actually going to go further back in time in ye old Wayback Machine and take a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins Deluxe Dragon Blaster Skeletor from the fine folks over at Mattel. A figure I got by the skin o' my teeth, and no, I'm not talking about the Megadeth song off the album. Oh, what was it called? It had Symphony of Destruction on it also. Countdown to Extinction, I believe. That was the Marty Friedman, Nick Menza era, for those of you metal fans out there. One of the best eras, my favorite, personally. And this is also, like some of the NECA Toys Gargoyles we took a look at last week, another pickup from the fine folks over at Toy Stalker, who were nice enough to list this guy just for yours truly, so I could get my hands on one for retail price. And that, my friends, is what you call quality customer service. And, you know, just hooking a brother up. I mean, seriously, it pays to not be a pompous a-hole. So I will leave a link in the description below to Toy Stalker, where you can buy pretty much anything for a retail price. And, you know, if there's something you're looking for, and the fine folks over there can help you get, they could potentially order it for you, and, you know, you can get it that way. Not a whole lot of people do that, so, you know, got to make connections where you can. So as far as Skeletor's accessories are concerned, he does come with a mini comic here. I'm not going to show you what's inside it. You got to get your own, man. It's just like Cheez-Its. Get your own box. On the back there's a cross-sell for some of the other figures released. I wouldn't even say in this wave, because these four came out quite some time ago. I think I got my Snake Trooper before my birthday, but they were reissued around the time Dragon Blaster and Snakeface, who we'll be taking a look at tomorrow. They were reissued around that time. These two came out, so I guess that's fair game. Friend of the channel, Evil Villains, actually helping me with the Snake Tila there, which he actually, I think, pre-ordered from Toy Stalker for me, so I owe him on that one. Hopefully it comes in. I think it will. I think it will. You gotta have some positive outlook on life if you want to obtain anything nowadays, it seems. Because let's just say that ain't working for Thunder Punch He-Man for this guy. I kind of missed the boat on that one. Not very happy about it, but it is what it is. Other than that, though, Skeletor does come with a purple power sword. But if you're thinking, man, I really wish he had a Havoc staff, well, guess what, kids? Terraclaw Skeletor had a Havoc staff and a grip hand for the left side to hold it. So if you did get Terraclaw Skeletor, which I assure you way easier to get a hold of than this guy, you can find the frickin' thing at Big Lots even, I would highly suggest you do so just to hook him up, because I think it kind of completes the look. Because this guy doesn't come with any alternate heads or hands or anything. He just comes with the Dragon Blaster apparatus itself and the power sword. That said, the Dragon Blaster apparatus is quite large in charge and took up a lot of real estate in the package, so I'll give him a pass there. Snakeface, on the other hand, well, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But taking a closer look at the Lord of Destruction with this giant friggin' dragon on his back. Kind of reminds me of Drago, man. Would love to see an update on him in either Origins or whatchamacallit, Masterverse. That would be friggin' awesome, but I don't know if that's on Mattel's radar at the moment. It should be, though, you know. I'm just saying. But that said, articulation on this guy, it's standard Origins fare. He's got the double ball peg in the head, which, speaking of Masterverse, would love to see them incorporate this into Masterverse, because look at all that lean and attitude you get out of that. It does look up and down about the same, And then, of course, you get some shift on there, not a ton. You get a lot of the range in the neck, the ball in the neck there. But if they were to do this on Masterverse, oh my goodness, they'd be pretty gangbusters. Other than maybe some butterfly joints or something, which I'm not a huge fan of. But on those, I think it would work because they do have the armor that would allow them to have those, and you wouldn't really notice them too much. That said, speaking of shoulder joints, this guy's go out about a right angle to the body. They go back down. They rotate forward and back. He does have an elbow hinge with rotation. He's got a swivel and a hinge on the grip hand there. He's got a waist that does twist. Now, there was a little bit of flashing in mine, particularly on the outside, not like in the peg hole or anything, that I just chipped off, and now it doesn't, well, you can hear it squeak a little bit there. A little bit squeaky on some of these newer figures, but I guess it's better that it's tight than loose, like some of the later, you know, full year one figures were. Web store, looking at you. That said, his hips can kick out to the side, they can kick down, they can kick forward and back. I will say the only thing that really hurts these figures is the forward range in the hip. It's not the best, but you do get enough, I think. He does have a swivel in the knee with a hinge that is tight as balls. Really wish Webstar would get reissued so we could get some knees like that for him. But it is what it is. Actually, is he being reissued? I'm not sure. And then he's got a boot swivel. And he's got an ankle that moves back and forth with a rocker. And peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So if you do have loose knees, you might be able to rig up a stand and help him out with that. That said, he does have this little padlock on his back. This was packaged separately, along with the chain, which you do have to weave through before you snap the torso armor together here. Of course, I didn't realize that after I snapped the torso armor together, so I had to take it apart and put it all together and then put it back together again, and then, you know, it was fine, but it's kind of a pain in the butt, if you ask me. And I'm not even sure if I have this on right. I really don't care. I think it looks cool this way. It gives them a lot of wiggle room. This chain has a ton of slack on it. Granted, it's freaking long, and it's a real metal chain too, so that's cool. He does have the Dragon Blaster on the back. You can push it down and squirt someone and pester your friends and family with it if you want. I guess I'll show you it coming out. Can I get this thing out? There we go. But there you go. There's a look at it out of the backpack there. And I think originally this was supposed to be a just a ball jointed piece with an effect, kind of like Cobra Khan was. Makes me wonder why Cobra Khan doesn't have his gimmick. But instead of, you know, doing that, all the complaints from the fans, I guess, didn't fall upon deaf ears, and they gave Dragon Blaster Skeletor the actual action feature there. So, you know, sometimes complaining on Facebook helps to get what you want. And sometimes, you know, tough crap. Get over it. But I will say, I don't mind it having the gimmick. It's not like it's a main point of articulation on the figure. I would have been a little bummed if I couldn't give Skeletor the 2 to be like, oh, what, you're talking to me? I'll kick your butt, buddy. But that being said, I'm not going to show you the full extent of the gimmick in this video. There are plenty of videos of this guy. He's been out for a while. You can go check out one of those. That, and the thing with squirty water toys, and I think I might have touched on this in the Snout Spout video I did way back last year. You get enough water in something, you're not going to get it all out. It's going to stay in there. It's going to stink. It's going to mold. It's going to do all kinds of not okay things to your figure. So I'd rather not deal with that in a couple years or so, because I'm very sensitive to certain aromas, and that's not really something I look forward to dealing with. So for all extensive purposes, I'm not going to physically show you the gimmick. here, but I'm sure you could find it elsewhere. So with that all being said, let's now move on and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Dragon Blaster Skeletor, alongside a couple other vintage variants of himself. We have the Battle Armor Skeletor, the very first vintage variant released in the Origins line, who I've decked out with an extra Skeletor little skirt piece I had, I think from the Vintage Head reissue of the first Skeletor, if I'm not mistaken. And then we also have the Terror Claws Skeletor, the Tutti Frutti Hot and Juicy, as I like to call him, Skeletor. I mean, he's wearing a freaking Vac Metal tank top. Come on. Come on! That's too easy. Who, of course, also provided the left grip hand and Havoc Staff I showed you guys earlier, so you can kit out your Dragon Blaster Skeletor with a Havoc Staff if you wanted to, or, you know, just put the sword in the left hand. I guess that's something else you could do also. That said, all three of these have different heads, I've noticed. The Battle Armor one looks very salty and not happy to be here. The Terror Claws one looks like he's, well, for lack of a better term, taking it up the keister. And the Dragon Blaster is just, you know, calm and subdued and probably plotting ways to kill you in your sleep. So, with all that being said, we need a Laser Light Skeletor. That's a vintage variant that not many people have because I think it was exclusive to Europe, if I'm not mistaken. So, would be really cool to get that. The plastic head variant would be a waste because, well, let's see. They all have plastic heads in this line because rubber, soft soy boy heads are not ideal in this modern age of action figure collecting. So, Laser Light Skeletor, where's that at? I'd love to see that, especially if they got it to light up. That said, moving these two out of the way. So, of course, would not be one of my videos without bringing in the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulis. And the infamous 11 Spawn, who are so massive, as they are not in the 5.5-inch scale, they are literally hanging out off cam. So, with all that being said, let's now move right along and wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and as I said before, I'm pretty sure that this is my favorite Skeletor variant from the original vintage Masters of the Universe line. And while the Battle Armor might be the most practical and the Terror Claws is the most fruity, if you get that joke, then good for you. This one, in my opinion, is the coolest. The whole concept of Skeletor catching this dragon beast and just strapping him onto his back like a backpack is just awesome to me. It shows how evil the son of a gun is, and this is just a really, really fun figure, especially when you add the Havoc Staff and left grip hand from that fruity, tutti frutti, hot and juicy Terror Claws Skeletor there. It just kind of completes the look. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.